Hello my lovely friends, my name is Drew. How do you do? Welcome back to my channel. We're doing a book video today. It's been a while. Are you excited? I'm excited. I don't even know if I've done a book video this year because obviously my posting has been very not consistent this year, and I have no idea if I've done any book videos. So basically I'm just gonna go through some books I've read this year. It's not all of them, obviously. Actually I got this because you can see it. I got this like little book counter. That's how many books I've read this year, 33. So I'm not like one of those people that like reads like several books in a week. Like I usually maybe read a book every 2 weeks, maybe a book in a week if I'm really excited about it. So yeah, okay. First book we have here is The Silent Patient by Alex, don't know how to say that, Michaelides? I picked this book up because I saw a video by Haley Honeyman on YouTube, who is like an autistic ADHD content creator, and she made a video about books that like capture your attention immediately and like suck you in, and that's like exactly what I want in a book. So I got this book. It was a very good book, if I'm being honest. I read it several months ago, so I don't remember exactly what happens. But there's a twist. It's a thriller. There's a twist at the end, and I was very proud because I was able to predict what the twist was. But it's good. So I definitely recommend. It's pretty good. I feel like it's like this lady's husband dies and he's like murdered, and it's like kind of implied that it's her, and she hasn't spoken a word since he died, basically. And it's like set in the like mental hospital that she is at. So to give you an idea of what it's about, that's what I remember. But it's like from the perspective of one of the psychiatrists, I think is what he is. Yeah, definitely good if you like thrillers, books with a twist at the end. I guess I shouldn't spend too much time on each book because I have several. I'm trying to do them in order that I read them, but I honestly don't remember the order. But so this is The Survivor Wants to Die at the End, which is the third book in the They Both Die at the End series. So I read the first two books and I saw this and I was like, oh, there's another one, I'm gonna read it. I thought this was going to be the last book. It's not the last book. These books, I enjoy reading them, but I feel like they're not like amazing, but they're like entertaining enough. And I'm like invested enough in the world where I like want to keep going with it, you know? Like I want to see how it progresses and how it ends. He's a pretty hefty boy. But I mean, if you've read the other two books, then why not read number 3? I was genuinely expecting the whole story to wrap up in this book because I was like, oh, it's a trilogy. This is going to be the end. Nope. It does not wrap up. So I will await the 4th book, which should be the final book, I assume. Maybe I should make assumptions. But yeah, I enjoy the series. I feel like there's like little inconsistencies, like with how I think things would work in the real world. If this was the real world, like there's just some things that I feel like are off. So, I don't know. Kind of just like, it's still good, but like, it's not like perfect, you know? It's not. So yeah. Okay, moving along. Next, I have a book called The Husbands, which I got this from Barnes & Noble, and I was like kind of in a bit of a rut, you know? I've been reading like library books and like none of them were really sparking anything in me. So I wanted to go to Barnes & Noble and I wanted to get a new book. Something that would like be fun to read. So we were kind of like looking around and I wasn't sure what to buy. And I was with my fiance at the time and we were like talking about he was like talking about like judging a book by its cover. And he like pulls out this book and he was like, you know, I like the cover of this book. So I look at it and I'm like, oh, it's The Husbands, and I like read the back and it's like basically this lady, she keeps getting husbands out of her attic. Like, it's like they're alternate realities where she married this man, but then like if the husband goes back into the attic, a new one comes out. It was very cute. I really enjoyed reading it. It was nothing complex at all. It was just like a fun little story. I really enjoyed it. There was no like big, you know, I don't know, meaning or anything. Just a cute little story, which I really enjoyed it. It's just like a light little fluffy story. Kind of silly. So yeah, I read this book really quickly. Didn't take me long at all. But I would recommend. It's very cute. Okay, moving on. Next, I have Fly Away by Kristen Hanna. This is the sequel to Firefly Lane, which I read after watching the Netflix series, which is so good, by the way. If you haven't seen the Netflix series, highly recommend. So obviously, when I found out it was a book, I had to read the book. And actually, I liked the Netflix series more than I liked the book. Still a good book, but the show is just so good. Anyways, I've been wanting to pick this up for a while because it's like the sequel. I don't feel like I can really talk about it without like spoiling the ending of the last one because it picks up there and it's kind of a big thing. But it was good. A little depressing, I think, but it was good. I guess that's all I really have to say about it. I really love Kristen Hanna books. I've read quite a few of them. I never regret reading her books, so yeah. Sorry, I'm getting distracted. There's like a weird noise in the background, but hopefully it's not too noticeable. yet. And as you will see, I read another one of her books recently as well. So let's move on. The next book I have is called Absolution. And this book got me into the Vietnam War. Like learning about the Vietnam War. Because it's set in Vietnam. It follows the wives of these men who are working in Vietnam around the time when the Vietnam War was going on. Like, I feel like it was kind of before it like escalated, I think. But it was also a good little read. I enjoyed it. I think I also read this pretty quickly. Yeah, I don't feel like there's much to say about it other than it was a nice read. And it got me interested in the Vietnam War, which leads into the next book. By Kristen Hanna. Because I finished that book and I was like, okay, what do I want to read now? I went to Walmart and was kind of just looking at the books, reading the descriptions, and I saw that this book is also set during the Vietnam War. And I was like, well, may as well continue the theme. Great book. Her books are always great. But it's follows the women in the Vietnam War. So like the main character is a nurse who is in Vietnam, and it kind of like goes through the stuff she saw and then kind of the aftermath and like how people treated her, and yeah, it was really good. Very informative, and again made me very interested in the Vietnam War. And we ended up watching a documentary on Netflix about it because I realized I know so little about that time, because I feel like they didn't really teach us much about it in school. I mean, I'm sure we went over it, I assume, but I know like very little about it. I assume because it was like not a success, you know. So yeah, that's been really interesting to learn about. It's like a time period that I've just never really thought about. And yeah, I love learning new things. I find that like I get interested in certain periods of time by reading fiction about them. And I'm like, oh, I want to know more. I want to know the backstory. Sorry if I'm swaying. I'm standing up and that's just what I do when I stand up. Sorry if that's bothersome, but that's how I am. I do apologize if you can hear the noise in the background. I don't know what they're doing out there. Okay, I have 2 more books. 2 more. Dos más. Okay, this next book is called A Study in Drowning. It's a really pretty book. This was a gift, actually, and if I'm being totally honest with you, it wasn't my favorite book in the world. Like, it was like good enough to keep me reading, but it was like very like cringy to me, and like I felt like wasn't super fleshed out. Like there was like a romance kind of thing to it, and the way that she talked, like the way that she like talked about him and like described him just like gave me the ick. And it didn't feel very realistic to me. And I don't know, like their stories weren't really fleshed out, and it was just kind of like good enough. Like it wasn't the worst thing I've ever read, but it wasn't like good. So I wouldn't really recommend this book. I'm sure there are people who like it, but it's not really my cup of tea. But it was entertaining enough. I love the spine tapping. It is a really pretty book, though. Okay, the last book is the one I'm currently reading. So I don't have the cover on it because I don't read books with covers on them. That's really annoying. It's called The Spell Shop, and I'm almost done with it. This was another gift, not a book I would have picked out for myself, but honestly, it's pretty cute. Like, I don't hate it, and it's keeping me like entertained and wanting to read more. Obviously it involves like magic and mythical creatures and stuff like that, and it's like in a world where there's like some civil unrest, I guess you could say. There's a romance, which normally I'm not a big fan of romance, but it's not like super icky to me. Like, it felt very I don't know, more natural. Like, it wasn't like super like, oh my god, I'm obsessed with you and I like can't stop thinking about your body, and like, you know, that's I hate that. So I don't mind the romance. It was fine. And again, the story is good enough and it's keeping me like reading it, and it's not bad. It's not a book I would have chosen, but it's cute. But yeah, those are the books that I've read this year, some of them, the ones that I have. I did a lot of reading at the library this year, so I don't have those books, obviously. But these are the ones I have. I also have some other books that I haven't read yet, and I bought some Spanish books because I'm trying to work on my Spanish. But that'll have to be for another video, I think. Yeah. Anyways, thank you guys for being here today. I love you. I appreciate you. You're doing amazing. Kicking butt in this crazy world. And I hope you enjoyed. I hope it was relaxing. Let me know what videos you guys want to see. I'm trying to be more consistent. Also, if you can interact with my videos, that would be great, because the algorithm hates me currently, but it's fine. Anyways, I love you guys. Yeah, see you in the next video. Good